Well, hello viewers. This is my update video on the CZ Scorpion EVO 3 S1. Took it out to the range, let's see, it was yesterday, and I put 200 rounds through it, and I just wanted to give you a little bit of an update on the gun and kind of talk to you a little bit about some of the things that I learned about it. And first and foremost, we'll go ahead and clear this thing. Make sure everybody's happy on YouTube. Empty magazine, empty chamber, empty gun. So nice and safe. So first and foremost, I wanted to show you guys the accuracy of this gun. And I don't normally bring targets home, but I thought I would bring this home for you guys. This is offhand at 25 meters. First group right there, second group right there. 25 meters offhand. Fantastic. This center one here was a 223 that I was also shooting. But I wanted to burn that up for you, or I wanted to shoot this video for you guys, just because this was actually the last target that I shot. It was 10 rounds and 10 rounds. It was from a 20 round magazine. It had been shooting that all day long, and I mean, just a real tack driver. When I shot this group, I was actually surprised that I had a flyer. That's how accurate this little gun is. So very, very impressed with the performance of it. And I'm also extremely impressed with the overall layout and design of this thing. I will tell you that I think the biggest comparison that I would compare this gun to is an HK MP5, and I know a lot of you are going, well, wait a minute, Mike, how can you compare it against an HK MP5? Do you own one? And the answer is yes, I do. So here's my MP5, and there is the Scorpion EVO. I'm going to move this aside so we've got a little bit more real estate. So let's talk a little bit about the differences between these two guns. First and foremost, obviously, let me go ahead and clear this thing here too. All right. First and foremost, these two guns are as different as me and an 18-year-old today, generationally. These are two completely different guns, and I want to show you a couple of the big differences between them so that you understand just how dramatically different these are. So first and foremost, let's talk about just overall construction and weight. And keep in mind, you know, the Scorpion EVO is a lot more like a let's call it an H&K UMP style gun. It's an all polymer gun with a metal barrel and metal bolt. This is old school, all steel. First of all, this gun weighs probably twice as much. I don't have a scale with me, but it's a heavy gun for a 9mm carbine. That gun, very, very lightweight. The optic on this with the rail and the way the iron sights are set up, they co-witness. So it's the cool part about it, and let's talk in actual sort of tactical terms. If you were carrying this gun for a long period of time, you don't have to worry about what setting your optic is on, or even if it is on. The iron sights co-witness to it. With an MP5, you've got to have your optic on if you carry an optic, because very few will allow you to use the metal sights unless it's some really, really tall optics mount. The second thing is the optics mount. Heck, this optics mount, this is a B&T optics mount, and this optics mount costs the better part of $150 by the time you get it. And it's fiddly to get it on the gun. It doesn't go on, they never go on easily. It takes a lot of fettling to get one of these on and to get it straight. That gun comes with a full rail, comes with all the metal you know, everything is lined up. You slap it on there. It took me about 3 seconds to get that optic zeroed in on where I wanted it to, my point of aim to go, and that was it. Done deal. Couple other things. Bit of a steeper grip angle on this with the nice palm swell on there. MP5, not so much. This is an SEF lower MP5, and it's got the more narrow hand grip. And there's not a lot of meat to hold on to on this thing. The bolt release on the Scorpion EVO, absolutely fantastic. It's something that you miss on an MP5. And I will tell you, when you fire the last round on this, you don't really hear it, but you feel the bolt lock back. There's a mass to it when the bolt goes back. And you can immediately turn the gun sideways, do a quick chamber check, or you just kind of, you've already felt the bolt slam to the rear and then not return. So you kind of know it already. By probably the fourth magazine that I had through it, I had already determined, I already knew when the gun was empty. On the MP5, not so much. Just about every single time I fire this gun, I dry fire it on that last round because I didn't know it was out. And then immediately you've got to actuate the charging handle and then visually inspect and remove the magazine. Couple other things about this gun. Let's call it cost of accessories. So this is a Surefire front end. It's an oldie but a goodie. It's a halogen or xenon, or it's not an LED. It's an incandescent forearm. And when I purchased this many years ago, this forearm was, I believe, the better part of $400. Of course, with the new Scorpion, it comes with a rail, $129 for a Streamlight TLR1 HL. It's about 80 times brighter than this thing. It has strobe, it has all those things, and it weighs a lot less. So again, another big advantage. Last thing is the magazines. This particular magazine, let me see what. And this is a. If I'm correct, I believe this is an earlier. I think this is an earlier German MP5 mag, contract mag. These new Czech mags are awesome. It weighs half as much. It costs a quarter as much. These new from H&K these days run, let's call it, as near as makes no difference, $90. The 30 round version, when I can finally get them, $20 from CZ. So awesome. Overall, the ergonomics of the Scorpion are excellent, and I just can't say enough about it. It is a phenomenal gun. I really enjoyed shooting it the other day. Like I said, about 200 rounds through it. Not a hiccup, not a malfunction. I was using it both in short, very accurate fire, and then also rapid fire from a whole bunch of different angles. Turned the gun around, turned it over on its side to simulate, shooting around corners or whatever, and did not have a single malfunction. It was absolutely fantastic. Couple of things. The only two things about this gun that are sort of bothering me, and I will remedy both of them. The first is the selector switch. I will tell you, this selector switch is going to dig into your hand like you don't even know. And I normally hold a lower grip, but you tend to want to grip it a lot higher. And this selector switch digs into your hand like an ice pick. Next time you see this gun, this will be either removed, or I'm probably just going to take the whole thing off. I'll never use this side for a selector switch, so I'm probably just going to remove the whole bit right here and just have it be a round indicator. The second thing is the sling mounts on this. I wish they had mounted these sling mounts. They're mounted They're mounted on the north-south axis. I wish they had been mounted on east-west, only because I like to use an H&K style sling attachment, and it does not fit. It's a little too tight, and it puts an awful lot of torque on there when you're moving it around. So I added this little. This is a little carabiner that I bought at one of the local stores. I figure if I'm going to break anything, it'll be this little $5 part and not anything expensive on the gun or the sling. So those are the only two things that I've really changed. But like I said, overall performance, fun factor, you name it, on the Scorpion is absolutely phenomenal. Highly recommend you buy one. If it's in your, if that's in your wheelhouse, don't hesitate, go get one. As far as the granddaddy, keep in mind this gun is over 40 years old now. The design of it is over 40 years old, and it wasn't particularly ergonomic when it was brand new. So not downing it. It's still one of my top 3 favorite guns on the planet. Love them. But boy, I tell you what, the new kid's in town, and it's bad to the bone. So hope you enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We've got some more stuff coming that's going to be a lot of fun. But thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.